Hello! Today I think I'm going to film, I am going to film a makeup and mental health chats video. I've done a couple of get ready with me kind of videos where I do my makeup and chat, which I think is a good video when I feel like I've got things to say. Also, I still haven't been able to budge this cold. My tonsils are swollen so much. It's been 2 weeks now as well. Yesterday my whole body was just so sore and I've just not managed to budge it, and so I'm feeling a little bit rubbish. It gets to the point when you've been in your house for like 2 weeks and I don't know, I feel really in a strange point at the moment. I think it's because I've not really been able to leave the house as much as I usually am able to because I just feel so unwell. I've just not managed to get rid of it, and there's not really much point in me going to the doctor because they're just going to say there's nothing we can do. They don't really like giving antibiotics or anything like that for people with the flu or colds, which is, I think, just what this is. So it's kind of annoying. I don't want this video to be completely negative, but I've been having a bit of a hard time recently, and yeah, I've been having a bit of a hard time recently, and the whole point of this channel is for me to talk about mental health and things like that. I think a lot of you, if you've been watching for a little while, knew my cat Macy, and unfortunately we had to put her down a couple of weeks ago, which obviously was really hard. She was the loveliest cat ever. If I've got the really good thing about vlogging is that I have so many nice little clips of her that I will always have on this channel, and it's really nice to kind of look back on, although at the moment it's quite hard to look back on them because it's quite upsetting. I think as well because we got her when I was 2, and so I've never had another pet before, and I've always known life with a pet. I've not really known life without a pet, so that's been quite hard. And then the day after that I got really ill, so the past 2 weeks have just been a bit rubbish. She was just very ill. She had cancer, and when we took her to the vet a couple of weeks ago, he said the tumour was like a third of her tummy and the rest of her tummy was twisted, which meant that every time she ate she was being sick, and she couldn't keep anything down, and she wasn't able to get any nutrients, and it just would have been unfair to not put her down basically. So yeah, if any of you guys have pets, I'm sure you can imagine it is quite tough when you lose an animal. I would like to at some point maybe get another cat because life is very weird without a pet. I just don't know, the weirdest part I think is when I come home and I've been out or something at night and I come home and I'm expecting to see the little paws come up, and she's just, yeah, it's just sad. It's just really sad. But also recently as you guys probably know as well, I'm in a long distance relationship, which is also very tough. And recently, over the past few weeks, I've really kind of been struggling with it. It's kind of hit me more recently. I think being in a long distance relationship is hard for most people. I think it can be a bit harder when you have mental health problems. I've got something in my eye. I just go through these stages of feeling like I'm not left out and feeling like I'm doing the best I can and happy and fine. And then I go through stages of feeling like, why can't I do things other people can do? Really, I've not got much to do. There's not, I don't know. I just go through phases of feeling quite depressed and really upset, which is kind of what I've been going through recently, although I feel a lot better today. Something I've always been quite good at is being able to be happy about any little thing. But yeah, it's definitely a thing I go through phases with. Sometimes I'm totally fine and I feel like I'm doing the best I can and I can challenge myself a lot, and then sometimes I feel like really lonely and bored and upset that I can't do things that everyone else can do. I think I've been comparing myself a lot to other people and thinking, oh well, they can do all that and I can't even do one of those things, and I can't go into town and have fun, I can't get a proper job, or I can't blah 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 blah. It's kind of been like that for the past wee while, and I am starting to feel a lot better recently. Today really I started to feel a lot better, but it's something I felt was very important to talk about on this channel because I talk a lot about anxiety and things that surround that, but something that definitely surrounds that is feeling low and feeling depressed sometimes. I guess because YouTube is filled with a lot of people that do very positive things. They do, I think the bigger YouTubers are people that are doing YouTube as a job. A lot of the time their videos are filled with a lot of fun and are good for people, to cheer people up. And so sometimes it feels like, although I'm not a YouTuber, I don't describe myself as that, I sometimes still feel like, oh well, I shouldn't be doing that kind of video. I shouldn't be talking about things that are really depressing online, because I don't want people to think that I'm like just always down, and like I don't want people to watch my videos and feel worse. But I think it's also important to share how I'm really feeling. I know that a lot of you have anxiety and a lot of you have depression, and it's something that's important to talk about. Something as well that I do find quite easy is being able to really find a lot of joy in things that people might not always find loads of joy in. I think that's the best part about having anxiety, is things that other people might take for granted or not notice can be very big deals for me. Things like being able to go to the cinema, things like being able to even walk down the street and go to the shops. These are the kinds of things that I can find a lot of joy in, because I've not always been able to do that, and I do feel very grateful that I can do that now. I also think it's definitely a positive thing that I've started to feel a bit more low about not doing as much. I go to college and I go to work, but I feel like I've got to the point where that's not enough anymore, which is actually a really good sign. I think for me it does mean that I'm getting better. It does mean that I'm striving for more things, and it means that I think I'm able to do those things now, which is definitely a positive thing. I think the difficult part of that is that I can't do a lot of the things that I want to do because they're out of my comfort zone. I think as well, something that I find to be quite useful to help me get out of these kind of stages where I feel down is forming some form of kind of routine. I found that I do quite well when I'm in some kind of routine, which I think is why I find when I have days that I'm at work or going to college, I usually find those days that I don't feel terrible. And it's usually days where I don't have anything on and I can't think of anything to do that, oh, I'm going to move you around a bit, that I start to feel worse. So I think that's a good thing to notice, that I think I need to start getting a bit more of a routine to be able to feel better. Oh, that needs to be blended more. God, I look so tired today. I'm also going to be doing Vlogmas this year, which I'm going to do because Vlogtober vlogs seem to go quite well, and a lot of you enjoyed them, and although my life isn't the most exciting in the world, I think people maybe like that they're a bit more normal. Hopefully I'll be feeling better by December, because it's currently November the 22nd and I've been feeling like this for 2 weeks, so I really hope that I feel better in December. Hopefully I'm having such a bad cold, so it means that I won't have another one this year, which would be cool. But yeah, I also really like daily vlogging. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's nice to be able to... I felt like the last Vlogtober that I did, I had much more of a community than I've ever had, and I was able to speak to you every single day, and a lot of you spoke to me every day, and it was really nice to be able to have that community and to be able to kind of... I think because I for sure feel like I don't know many people in my life that have the same kind of mental health problems that I do, and it's really nice to be able to have people that get that, and I think for you guys it's nice to be able to see that you're definitely not alone in this as well. This is the first time I've properly done my makeup in so long as well, so this feels quite nice. I really enjoy doing my makeup. I always feel a lot better once it's done. Put on a little bit of lipstick. I love Jeffree Star lipsticks, and this is my favourite one, Celebrity Skin. It's so beautiful. I think it matches my top. I just kind of want to turn on the camera, update you all on how I've been feeling. I think when I do other sit-down videos where I talk about a specific subject, it can seem... it's a bit different. It's kind of me talking about something that I've already experienced or giving advice, where I think these videos are important for me to tell you how I've been doing, how I've been feeling, just to be a little bit more real, a little bit more honest. and I didn't want to go, yeah, I just like feeling like I'm actually having a proper conversation that's not like points on a piece of paper that I'm kind of talking about. Although none of my videos are totally scripted, I tend to have points that I want to talk about, and it's nice to be able to just turn on camera with absolutely no idea what I'm going to talk about, even though sometimes it ends up a big rambly mess. I just wanted to have a really honest video where I talk about how I actually have been feeling, how life isn't perfect, and I've not been completely 100% happy all the time recently, but also that that's normal and that's okay, and it doesn't mean that I'm always going to feel like this, and it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. It just means that anxiety is really tough sometimes, and not being able to do as much as other people can be really tough, and sometimes I compare myself to other people, and I know it's not good, but yeah, just to have a really honest, normal conversation, I think. I just felt important. So sorry if this video's been a little bit down, and not the kind of more happier videos that I tend to talk about and film, but I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that if you're feeling similar or have had similar feelings recently, you can feel a bit better about those feelings. I'm going to end this video here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.